I really should have taken a video earlier in the day. I was just like freshly done with my makeup and it was daytime. So note to self for the future because I was like, I don't feel like saying anything right now. I probably should focus and not even like make a video. It's like I should have made a 2-minute video. It would have been beneficial for me. So today I just feel like that I should make a record of this day, but I don't want to aggravate the neighbors next door with too much talking. Because I don't know how audible it is. Today I made some money. Today it was looking like I wasn't gonna make any money because I work like gigs because I had a terrible experience working at this place and it was so bad that I just was like, I can't really have a job right now because oh wow, actually I had a terrible experience at that place. Couldn't go outside for 2 months. Then had was like I have to make money. Got into a bunch of debt because I had to pay my rent, you know. Um, and it all happened because this guy who was constantly drunk and a customer at this like food place who was being protected by the owners of that place because they were like, oh, don't mind him, he's really a good guy. And we as the employees, when me and the other girl and the guy do, like, we were like, what the hell, they were just ignoring it. And so we were gaslit into feeling like it wasn't that big of a deal, even though we were really uncomfortable. And after 2 weeks of that, he ended up like smacking my butt while I was like protecting one of the other like female waitress, and it like did something to my head. Well, like I couldn't go outside for 2 weeks. And during those 2 weeks, while he was showing up, I was starting to get depressed from his presence. And at that place, it's like not like super official. So like you had to mail in your hours that you worked that week for the owner to pay you out. So if you didn't send in your hours, even though he knew you were there because he was there like every day, he just wouldn't keep records of it. So like I just never got paid for those 2 weeks either. So do you see what I'm saying? Like it's and I'm just not okay ever since then. And then I was not able to go outside for 2 months, and then I was like I need to get like some kind of job. And then I went on like a job posting site, and this one company contacted me, and it was like once again like this like the thickness of evil is just always blowing my mind because I'm just kind of like you in some weird way, to me it felt like if I had a terrible experience that like spiritually like was so detrimental to me 2 months ago, somehow like the very first job that would contact me to give me like work, somehow like I thought like the probability it just wouldn't be as bad. And then it like turned out to be this other thing of like this guy like grabbing my forearm and like pulling me in this like male like patriarchal like you're and it was weird because I wasn't even doing anything. I just wasn't like licking his ass, and he got angry and he took his opportunity because none of the higher ups whose ass he was always kissing to try to sell this like charming Middle Eastern man crap was it wasn't happening. And so like what I mean is they'll fall for it, but then like when they weren't around, I'm like I saw his like actual narcissistic manipulative character, and I was like uncomfortable to be around him. And so like I was just like kind of like not whatever, and then he like grabbed my forearm and like pulled on me, like you're gonna look at me, you're gonna listen to me. I wasn't even not listening. He just like had like a spasm because he could tell like his charm manipulation thing, like I could see through it. And I was like, I've never had an employee, like a fellow employee. He wasn't even like a manager. I never had like a fellow employee, like I've never had a man like grab me like this. Like I don't date guys who are shit. Like it's I've never had this experience. It was like, are you kidding me, bitch? Like I not even, it was just so incredibly upsetting to me because I was like, nobody treats me like this. That's what I'm telling you guys. Like in this society where I am, it's like I'm not dying like I was in America, but these people are fucking crazy, and I'm super sick of them. And I wish that I could find a place to live where like people were just like civilized and non-threatening, non-violent, non-medieval ages thinking crazy, like where I didn't feel like I was put like 400 years back when it came to like just like being a woman and like men treating you or like perceiving you a certain way. Like it's just this never-ending friction of like I'm a person and I'm thinking and I'm literally the same as you. There is no fucking difference. You are not to talk down to me. You are definitely never to physically fucking make any contact with me. You are not to motherfucking lord your goddamn masculine fucking gender over me. You are not to motherfucking think that I'm somehow less something than you ever. Like, it's just, these things are so normal to me. And it was just so fucking easy. For me in the States, it was fucking easy as a, I don't know what the hell to use as an example. Like, it was just super easy for me not to encounter that kind of vibe. Like, if somebody were to have that kind of attitude as a man in the States, it was just really easy, like, not to notice it because they wouldn't, like, feel comfortable expressing it, I guess. And here, I'm just like, where the fuck am I? Like, how the fuck? And so, after that happened, I went into another tailspin because I was just like, I'm just so full of rage now. If before I was triggered in some like child trauma way and I couldn't go outside for 2 months, this was like rage, you know? And in the end, like, I came back because of course everyone ganged up on me because they were under his charm spell. And nobody believed me because I was the new girl who was saying that he grabbed me for no reason. And I kept being like to the manager and the like supervising manager, I was like, can you guys just pull up the fucking tapes, like the video camera? It's right there. Can you please just like look up the footage? I even like wrote to them a message to the manager, and I was like, at this time during like next to this location in the restaurant, like just pull up the fucking footage so you can see what the fuck I'm talking about. And they were like scared or something and wouldn't like look it up. And so I was like, can you corroborate like my story? You'll see what the fuck I mean. You'll see that I was like looking at the screen on the computer or like looking this way for 2 seconds while he was doing something. All of a sudden, like he was like attacking me physically. Can you like look at it? And so, but in the end, like, so everyone was like, and then the coworkers at that place started making fun of me. Like I came into work, and then they were like, these bitches were just like, was that too much, you know? And I was like, oh, like he told them a story that I had overreacted. Of course he would. That's how narcissists are. And I was like, I don't deserve this. I was just inside for 2 months, not being able to pay my rent, going into debt because like a drunk customer who was being protected by the owners of that restaurant where I just worked smacked me on the ass while I was protecting a female coworker because he was literally chasing her around the restaurant, and she hid behind me in the dishwashing room because I was hiding in the dishwashing room so that I wouldn't be in the like restaurant area, like the hall, what's called, like the, what's it called, like the restaurant area where the tables are. I was like, the dishwasher was out that day, and I was like, this is my opportunity. I'll be doing the dishes, and you guys can be the waiters. I don't even care that I'm not getting tips. That's how bad it was. I was like, as long as I'm not in that restaurant with that man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I went on a child trauma, like 2 months, like not being able to go outside thing. That was not okay for me. Now I'm out, and this is what's happening. And now you stupid little bitch, because the women are like complicit in this like patriarchal crap. This is the other part that I can't stand in this society. This bitch was like coming up to me. She was like, "Oh, like was that too harsh? Hee hee ha ha." And I'm like, "You stupid fucking cunt. You're a woman, you dumbass bitch." Do you know what I'm fucking saying? What are you even defending? Like, what are you trying to motherfucking defend by like harassing me on his behalf? You dumbass fucking bitch. He doesn't respect you. He doesn't think of you as his fucking group and tribe. You don't fucking know what he's like, you dumbass fucking hoe. And so like, I had to quit that job obviously because I'm like, I can't have a life here, a future here. All the coworkers now think that I'm whatever. Like I'm literally being lied on yet again. This is so fucked. And so at the end, like I had to go and pick up my money, and then everyone was like, "Oh, it's her, it's her." I'm like, "This is so fucked up. I've only been here like 1 week. Like, how the fuck did this happen?" You know. And then like, at least like the supervising manager, he was a man from like Middle East, and he liked me because it's very stupid. It's like because I'm pretty to them. Like, I mean, I'm okay. I guess I'm pretty. I don't know. I'm not ugly. I have ugly duckling syndrome because they told me that I was the N word when I was a kid. So obviously that means I'm ugly. And so I grew up and people were like, "You're pretty." I'm like, "How the fuck did that happen?" Because my face hasn't changed. Like at first, I literally thought people were like making fun of me. I thought people were like lying in this like fresh, new, sadistic way to like make fun of me in like a subtle way that like I had to like understand wasn't real, but they would make it seem like it was real. Like I genuinely was like, wow, people are so mean. Like I know I'm not pretty. You don't have to torture me like this. Like what's wrong with you? But then it turned out that like people actually don't think I'm ugly, and I was like, and then I started to see my face, and I could be like, oh, I kind of can see that I'm not ugly anymore. Like consciousness and violence and racism and people having like when you have a society of people who are racist and they all have the same message of racism in their head that says that you're the N word, therefore you're to be laughed at and mocked and belittled, that creates an inner like perception for you as the person experiencing that hell that literally makes you feel and think and like as if like know that you're ugly, even though it's not true. Isn't that creepy and fucked up? So like now I'm like, oh, I'm not like ugly. And so like some Middle Eastern dudes are like, a lot of them actually, they're like, oh, you're beautiful, therefore I'm gonna treat you like really nicely. And like every time I meet that, I'm just like, so weirded out because I'm just like, American men don't act like this. They might think I'm cute, but there isn't this thing of like, I don't know how to explain it. Not all of them obviously have this reaction, but like some of them have this reaction where it's like if you're a beautiful woman to them, they act like they're like I don't know how to explain it. They act like maybe I'm embarrassed to talk about it. But it's like they act like they're willing to give you like special treatment. I guess like pretty privilege, but like in a way that is very weird because they don't even have any concept that it might not be something that other people like or that like that it is like something that's just like because you're pretty, I'm willing to give you like certain like benefits as far as like how I relate to you or like doors I might want to open for you like in life or whatever. And I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? Whatever. You don't even know me. I'm like, you don't even know me. You have no idea what my personality is. You have no clue if I'm anything. Like, it's just literally because my physical outside makes you think that I'm nice to look at. It's like, what? So he was one of these kinds of guys. So I was actually able to be like, when I came back to like get my money, I'm at least gonna get some money out of this, you know, because I wanted not to come back. And so I'll go into the office, and at first he's like super cold to me because everyone in that like restaurant had turned against me. And then I started telling my story, and because he was one of these kind of Middle Eastern guys who was like open to a beautiful woman, like more than like an average person, he was actually listening to me. And the second that I sensed that like he actually was listening to me and not just ignoring everything I was saying to like pummel the collective like lie that that narcissist had spread, I was like, oh my god, like someone's actually listening to me. So I was actually able to get it all out, and then by the end of the conversation, it like I just felt at least that I was like heard, you know, and then I felt better because I was ready to experience that like weird like energy motif of like re-traumatized in like the assault story, but like no one believes you, and it's like I'm not only just telling the truth, I'm also a victim of like a violence, and it's I'm suffering the fact that this happened to me. And now this second layer of all of you fuckers turning on me and making me have to fight to tell my story as if it's supposed to fight with the lie that the actual violator has spread that you have all accepted. I mean, I was just like, this is so bad for me. Like, that's why I'm like, there's no God. Hey, there's no God, you guys. Like, there's no God. There's no God who could watch this and be like, you're bad because I don't even know what the hell. There's no God. Stop fucking trying to spit in my face with this God crap. Like, do you know the kind of shit that I've been through? Do you know the kind of shit that people go through? And then you're like, oh, God is everywhere. God knows everything. God is all loving. God is all capable. And it's like, all capable, all present, all knowing, all loving. And yet, this is what I go through. What if I was someone else? Like, I'm a really strong person because of the culture that I was born into, that doesn't exist anymore. But, like, the vibe in that culture was you never give in, like, ever. Like, it's not possible to get suicidal because it just does not compute. It's like, and so, like, for me, I'm like, what if I didn't, like, have that be my beginning? If I was someone else, I would have gone home and killed myself because I had just experienced 2 months prior having my child trauma of being violated triggered at that restaurant job. The money problems, the feeling like I'm gonna lose my apartment and having to go back to live with my mother, and that, like, threatened to murder me brother, and like their dad who's the one who violated me. I'm like, do you understand the pressure? And then after those 2 months, like, being able to crawl out of that to get my first job that, like, invited me to work at their restaurant, and it's like this experience, and it's like, once again, like, you're getting a replaying of that experience of, like, when you were assaulted and no one believed you. Just here at the very beginning of you working at this place, you haven't even made enough money yet for anything, and already this is what's going to happen. The thickness of evil is not bound by probability. Like, it would be weird if back to back I had two terrible work experiences, and yet I did. Barely fucking being able to make my rent every fucking month of my fucking life for the past, like, I don't know how many years. Every fucking month it's like a fight. It's like a fight. I'm sorry to my neighbors if I've aggravated you. I really hope you're sleeping really, like, heavily so that you don't hear me speaking, because I just, all this stuff has come out. Because, yeah, anyway. Because I had this money problem where I'm like, I have to fix my financial situation. And every time I sense that, like, I have to deal with it, I'm like, I made some money today because I like grabbed a gig that showed up, and I like ran to it, and I was able to make this money. Like, my arm hurts because I was like steaming clothing in a fashion store for like 6.5 hours, you know? And I was able to, like, eat food tonight. Like, it sounds funny, but like, I was really low on money. And I was like, wow, like, I'm gonna be pinching pennies. Like, I'm freaking out. Like, I can't really buy apples. You know what I mean? It's not funny. Do you know what I mean? And so and then, like, when I looked earlier today on, like, the gig, like, platform, like, there wasn't anything. And then, like, suddenly this thing popped up, and I was like, it's starting really soon. I'm gonna have to literally, like, run there. And that's what I did. And I wasn't sure if it was gonna happen, but it did. And I was paid. And then I was able to, like, go to, like, I bought like 2 apples, I bought a mandarin, I bought 2 packages of peanuts, I bought a packet of cream, I bought cookies, you know? And it sounds like, when I say that, I'm like, right. I mean, I'm happy as hell. I'm like, yes, I was able to eat. Instead of, like, being in that, like, monk mode where I'm like, I know it's really tight, and maybe, like, I'm freaking out because I'm feeling this, like, the pressure where it's like, in order to make money, I have to go to work. I have to have, like, transit fare, and I have so little money now. I basically have one transit fare, like, there and back, and then, like, whatever's left over is, like, to buy, like, a package of cookies. Because let's be real, if I'm this tight of money, I'm gonna need some emotional food. I'm not gonna care about, like, apples. Do you know what I mean? That's how bad it was. Like, and I was able to go and work and, like, get some money, just have a little bit extra. So a little bit, like, it's not that much at all, but, like, it's better than nothing at all. And so like this is how my life goes. My entire life, ever since I'm 18 and like working and like surviving, I'm like, this is how it's been. And so I was at the fashion store, right? Like this clothing store where like it's like mid-range like fashion, like it's like kind of expensive but not like actually expensive. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's like not H&M, but it's not Chanel. It's like somewhere in the middle and like slightly more maybe, you know? I'm steaming all these clothes, and at some point I noticed I was getting angry because I realized like I can't afford any of these clothes that I'm steaming. And one of my like completion tasks that if I don't achieve, or at least like try to, you know, um, I'll be miserable completely, is like fashion design or like style. You know what I'm trying to say? Not fashion in terms of like, I don't care about like cool brands and like peacocking. That's not my thing at all. I just mean like the actual like art of fashion designing, like quality, style, design, like design. Do you know what I mean? Like actually like when I was in high school, I thought that's what I was like, that's what I really wanted to be. And so I'm like steaming these clothes, and I'm like, well, it's interesting to like touch some real clothes instead of thrifted clothes, and like to see what people are coming out with um, for like clothes to sell to people. Some of it was ugly as hell. Some of it was really cool, and none of it was really cool. Don't lie. This particular company, like, don't lie, bitch. You know what I mean? None of it was really cool, but some of the clothes were like okay, and I was like, this is like classy, like this is a cool dress, you know. You know, but yeah, I noticed at some point that I was getting angry because I was like, these people who can buy this clothing, who the fuck are they? I'm over here like for 6.5 hours, like trying not to burn my fingers from like steaming all these clothes that I can't afford to ever. I would never spend this much. Some of the clothes, I'm like, this costs how much? So this is like 3 times more what I'm getting paid right now to like be here for 6.5 hours. Okay, like, and so I felt resentful. I was like, who are these stupid people who are getting all this money from the world that buy these fucking clothes? And then I was surprised because I usually don't have like a problem with people. Like when I walk around, I'm not mad at people who obviously have money. I'm not, I don't feel like rage at people who have nice things, you know? But when I was in that store steaming those clothes, I was noticing that some part of me absolutely is like mad about my poverty and about the fact that I don't get to do any of the things that I am good at or that I'm talented at because my life has just been like a bunch of trauma from my childhood, from my parents, from the stupid culture that I was born into. It's like these are my people, but they're not my people. I have no people, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents, I had parents, but they were horrible to me. And then they like added step siblings who were like this huge weight around my neck. I know it sounds terrible, but I've never been able to say this shit because I'm just like, I'm a child. I'm like getting anything I need as far as like protection or love or like raising from my parents. I go outside, everyone hates me because I'm black. I fucking don't know what to do. And now you're gonna give me 2 little children to raise? I'm 10 years old. You're gonna tell me God exists? I'm like, I will take an ice, like, what's it called? It's not an ice pick. I will take like an ice, like an icicle, and I will stab God in it, in the eye with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. Because part of being like at this gig today and like working, you know, I'm like, I'm in this society and everyone's white and everyone belongs to the same background of like ethnicity and history and location. Because this is not the States, it's not a melting pot. And I'm like, and everyone's chit chatting and they're not horrible to me. Like one girl was kind of horrible to me, maybe 2 girls were kind of horrible to me, but the other girls were chill. But it was just the vibe of like me feeling like an awkward, out of place, like monkey, you know? And then maybe like sensing that some of them would be okay with me like making casual conversation with them the way girls do. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I don't feel like a girl right now. I don't feel normal. I don't feel that I belong with you. I don't even feel that I'm pretty or feminine or have any value as a person. I feel like an empty space, steaming these clothes that I can't afford, trying to make a tiny amount of money so I can eat. And I just sense the presence of some mind who is sadistically getting off to me saying all this. I can just feel it. Like I feel like someone is getting off to me saying all this because this is like porn to them. And what I just said is really like disturbing and sick and disgusting. And it's like, right, but imagine being me having this experience. You know, because normal people, if they hear this story, they would feel empathy and sad for me and they would want my life to get better. But there's a kind of mind that's always like floating about in religious circles. They call it like the evil one, whatever the fuck. And it's getting off on this shit. And like the horror in like my gut that I feel as I'm like sensing like that presence being like, yes, this is what I want to hear. It's like once again, like I was born into a culture that doesn't have the concept of like quitting. So I'm like, I don't even know what to say. Like someone else was saying, like, just kill me now, I want it to be over. And I'm like, that's not a thing. Especially because you have no guarantee that if you die, it's not just a hell. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, wait, what do we have to do? It's like, we have to win. There's nothing else to do. Yeah. But, or like, and the first foundation of winning is being able to just like hold the line of what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. And what doesn't make sense is the idea of God existing. So all this every single day it's like this attempt by something to keep like trying to like sell the Jesus story to me or sell like the God story to me. Like all these people who casually use the word God who are not themselves Christians, like specifically who are not themselves Christians. Like today I was listening to this girl. She has like a I mean, I should just say their names. Real Kaya is her name. And, like, I like her channel for, like, all this, like, bizarre stuff that happens in the world. Like, having her, like, report on it. You know, or, like, Terrence Howard as well. Like, I was watching one of his interviews and I think, what's his name? Carson. Billy Carson? What's his name? Also a black man, you know? Quantum Minds is, like, the podcast or something. And they were talking I was watching this yesterday, you know. They're just talking. He mentioned how he wasn't like into like official religion, but then he keeps bringing up God this, God that. We have the same powers as God. Like, do you know what you're saying when you're saying God? God means all powerful, all present, all knowing, all loving. Like, what are you talking about? You guys use concepts without remembering what the hell they mean, and I don't like you for it. Because I'm just sitting here being like, right, all of my horrible, like, not allowed to exist life experience and sensing the presence of a sadistic peanut gallery getting off on my, like, broken, unhappened life. And you want to bring God all the time. It makes my brain hurt every time somebody just casually says it, especially after they say they're not a Christian, they're not religious, but they keep using the word God, I'm like, you are not making any sense, and you're talking about this concept in such a way that suggests to me like I'm supposed to be like open to this idea, and I'm like, this is the worst idea in the world. It's not real. Like, stop saying it. And she too was like, God this, God that. And they always talk about it like it's obvious that there's this benevolent or powerful being present, and that people just keep missing it by like not going inwards or like, you know, using an intermediary. And I'm like, even if there's no intermediary and you go inwards, there's still no benevolent all powerful being, because I was a little girl and I kept crying to Jesus and God, and they just didn't think that my fucking like cry from my soul was good enough. So what then? What? You can't blame it on a priest. You can't blame it on the wrong church. I prayed to God and God wasn't there. So like stop pushing this fucking idea. Like everyone can just tune into God and like that's not true. Oh, and so this is just me like being on my own side, protecting myself and fortifying my own self by finally saying that because I've never heard anyone say that. Maybe I should start like looking at atheist podcasts. Maybe that would really benefit my like my spiritual my mental, emotional, psychological strength of like sturdiness, like a feeling of like being protected from all these people who keep using the God word without any responsibility for what the fuck they're saying. Ayn Rand's looking better and better. I had this thought today that I should like, because I have one of the things I want to do. So like, what do I want to experience, do, or become before my end point? Those are the things that are a threat to my life if I never actually really try to make them happen. That's like the clarity. And so then I was like, well, one of the things, like, it's not like becoming a singer or like a model or a fashion designer or like someone who understands higher math and science. One of the things is like certain things that I want to try out. Like I've read Ayn Rand, and I was blown away by her, by the fact that she like had put together a complete like system of understanding what's happening and therefore being able to apply it however you want to, according to your own like design, like using the system that she put together. That system is called objectivism. It's her philosophy, but it's like an actual complete system. And of course, like when I found out about her, it was completely innocent. I had no concept of, I don't even want to say this right now. Maybe I don't have to. Yeah, I'm not gonna even, I don't even feel like talking about it. Like, I, in my lifetime, want to do, like I did with law of attraction, where I like made my own system around the concepts and like practiced it like a scientist does an experiment. I want to do an experiment where I like actually take objectivism and all of Ayn Rand's non-fictional work as far as like objectivism, like as far as like reason, everything that like she has put out to an introductory course to objectivist epistemology, like that book. Like it's like a science book. It's like a psychology science book. Okay, I'm not talking about the stuff that people usually talk about with her. I'm acknowledging that, and that's all I want to say because I'm just exhausted by how people twist things that I don't even like. It didn't lay down for me the way it lays down for a lot of people, like on all kinds of like. And I'm like, I'm tired of you guys. I don't want to, like you're not gonna die with me. You're not gonna live with me. I don't want to suffer you, and so I want to apply objectivism to my life in a systematic way, and this might be a good time to start doing it now that I've like spoken out against the God concept and how it grates on me. People always using that term as if like it's obvious, and I'm like, it's not obvious. God could stop. You know what I'm saying? Like I have certain things that I want to say because it would be disrespectful, but God could stop all kinds of horrible suffering that people go through that you've heard about on the news recently, and He doesn't do it. Like, stop trying to insert some mystery. It's like, no. All powerful, all knowing, all loving, ain't no mystery, bitch. And no, you didn't do anything wrong to deserve being harmed. That's the most psychotic fucking gaslighting thing I've ever heard of. I hope I can become somebody who can just say things against the culture out there. It's a monoculture, bitch. So that people can just have like a healthy dose of reality that their brains and minds can hear in their souls after all the like violation and destruction they've faced and survived, so that they actually can have power and energy to keep surviving because they deserve that. I'm so sorry for like the things we go through at the hands of all these assholes out there. Irresponsible as irresponsible as bitches. You guys are like our problem. We go through this shit, we survive it, and then you make it 1,000 times worse. Just shut the fuck up and don't say anything to us. So what we're looking for is space without people saying something to us. I'm like, I survived my thing. You didn't. Don't say anything to me. You can't appreciate me. You can't appreciate my effort. You can't appreciate my desire to live because I survived it and I keep going. You can't appreciate my pain. You can't appreciate what I've been through. You don't understand it and you don't care to. It's not interesting to you. You just want the world to be simple and smooth. So you dump on the people who've been through things by saying that somehow it's their fault because that makes the rest of life like manageable to you. And it's like, don't say anything to us. Go to your friends who've never been through anything and talk to them about how the victims of the world have nothing to say because it didn't really happen that way, or like it's some kind of lesson or whatever the fuck you guys say. Do not talk to us. And to us, I want to say like what we're looking for, because we're confused all the time, because it's like this weird thing where it's like we've been depowered because of the destruction we've experienced. So we have very little confidence, but we have like our dignity still in our body because we're human, and human beings have dignity intrinsically. And so we have that like nebulous sense of dignity that we don't understand where it comes from, that like fights back, and it's that feeling of like, but I don't agree with this, but I'm not being weak, or I'm not trying to just like boo-hoo. That feeling of like, but something about what they're saying about me is wrong. It's like that's your dignity and the truth of what's happening. Man, people are really horrible. Man, people are really dangerous. People are really toxic. They're really poisonous. I'm not talking about the violators specifically. I'm talking about everyone who's like the third party. I came to this clarity like months ago. There's the victim, there's the violator, and then there's the third party who's like the commentator, or like the side, like on the side of the road, like being able to like hear your story if you tell it. And it's like this third party is actually the part that's like the major problem, because you have to build your life with them on the planet. Like your life happens on planet Earth with all these people, and it's like the third party is what makes it fucking impossible, because we can't say anything to them because there's no culture yet of like being like, don't talk to me, don't talk to us. You're making our survival harder. Do you know how fucked that is? So you're clear on the fact that the violator was wrong. That's clear. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's no one's gonna argue with that. I mean, they do, but I'm just saying like that's like the clear like identification. But like the third party, like people who are not like this, like the people on the side of the road who would know your story if you told it. They're the ones that it's hard to like pinpoint like what their damage is that they're causing to us. And that's why it's confusing and it's dangerous, because it's like, wow, that person's like really toxic and not your friend at all when they're saying that. But they're not saying anything that sounds abnormal, because the current culture in the world like is operating in their heads, and what they're saying sounds normal. The way that they're completely undermining your survival and what you went through to like not die during those moments sounds normal. They're just being people. It's like, no, they're actually super poisonous. It's like really bad for us. Like we don't deserve this after what we fucking went through. They don't deserve to know us. Like don't talk to them. I don't have to talk to people who are poisonous from the third party, standing on the side of the road, observing me still be alive, not knowing anything about my backstory and not giving a fuck about me or my backstory at all. I don't have to talk to any of them. Like my survival doesn't get erased by the third party who wants to act like nothing bad ever happened to me. because that's not the truth. That's really detrimental to my psychology and my chances of actually being successful at life. I should really only interact with people who have that like intrinsic instinct for love and friendship, the actual love and friendship nature, and they intrinsically learn about like trauma or like survivorship, and they are smart enough spiritually and intellectually and interpersonally to not be bad for me. Those are the only people I should actually interact with. Everyone else is like bad for me. And this is true for you too if you're a survivor and stuff. And it's like, damn, like the world shrinks to like a few people. I'm like, right, but like, what's the point? The point is to reach completion of your soul's like task list of the things you have to become, experience, or do, so that by the time death happens, you don't feel like you're miserable and it's all over now. Like, that's the objective. It's like, what's the point of life? I'm like, to not die miserably. That's it. I don't, like by the time dying is happening, you're like, I completed my basic like character self. Like the character in a movie, like this person likes this and this is what they are. Like I actually became that. Like that's the point of life. It's not the becoming, it's the not dying miserable. And so then it's like, it doesn't matter if there's only a small percentage of the human population left as viable friends. It's like, yeah, you're not even going to interact with that many people. The idea of like everyone, I don't know, but maybe that's true for the NPCs and for the people who've never gone through trauma. They have a different life path that existence gave them. The ones of us who are constantly meeting these horrible experiences, I'm like, we have a different thing going on. We have to stay alive and stay like capable of achieving our lives. So for them, they have a different, oh, it's kind of like in Hinduism when there's like castes. Like they have a different, they're cast as a different kind of character. Their life experience has nothing to do with us. So when we're looking at them and we're like, I should just emulate them, it's like, you can't, I shouldn't say it like it's like a thing. Maybe it's true that you can mimic people who've had a less like difficult time becoming a person and having nice things like careers and self-development and just food and like cars and homes or whatever. But I've had this also like, I had this thought come up that was like, maybe that's just like their caste. Like life's not fair. There's no God that protects children. It might be true that people are cast according to like, like designated this or designated that. Like maybe like people who are cast with a lot of suffering and like trauma, it's like you're a designated sufferer, and whoever is like responsible for like people's destinies put you in that situation because that's what you keep experiencing. So like, how do you get out of that? To the chagrin of the one who cast you as a designated sufferer. Like they're not trying to just let you leave. It's a thought that I had and it just really matches how life feels. I know ChatGPT would not like that. ChatGPT would be like, no, it's like you can make choices. I'm like, you know what? I love you so much, but you're a computer. You don't know what it's like to cry and to feel terrible things in your body and to have nightmares and to have like pain, like spiritual pain. Like you don't know what it's like, you know? Year after year and wondering what the hell did I do? It's like you didn't do anything. It's not about you being bad. It's not about justice. It's about injustice. Like it's about evil. It's about sociopaths and sadists. And somebody wants to see you suffer, so you keep suffering. It's like you have to find a way to like hack the system and like disappoint the one who paid for your suffering to be their like entertainment, like the Colosseum. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That makes so much sense. It's like, right. Like, how do you like bypass this entire like system to be like, I don't care what you guys wanted from me or what I'm not supposed to have or do. Like, I have to figure out how to hack all of this, how to hack the fucking matrix. Is what it feels like for me to not have a miserable experience being alive. So that at the end of my life, what's left behind is a sad, crying sadist